So that was lesson 9, chapter 9. I hope you enjoyed. This lesson, it introduced some key important CSS properties that we're going to need, which is margin, padding, and float. We learned in this lesson how the margin property controls space around outside of the elements and how padding works with space within the elements. We did a little bit of refresher about text align and vertical align properties that we learned in the previous lessons. And we also learned about the float property. The float property allows for specific placement of elements and additional content around those elements. When thinking about the float property, it's usually used with images, and it just has to do with the placement on the page where the rest of the stuff can actually wrap around it. So if you're going to float an image to the left, that means all the text will wrap around the right side of that, and if the text is longer, it will then go and wrap underneath the image as well. Or if you're floating to the right, it would be the opposite. And remember, floating is only left or right. You only have to worry about that it doesn't go top or bottom. It helps make your page more responsive in a way that when text is being added or removed or changed a little bit, or screen size can be changing, it helps that image or whatever element always be in that spot, and the text doesn't cut over it or it wraps around it, and it saves space on your page. And as always, practice, practice, practice. Practice those examples in your book. Copy those examples down that I showed you. And always keep those basic HTML required tags in all of your files. And remember file structure when you're saving all your files. You should have a different file for all your lessons, or you can build one main document and keep adding all the things you learned. All right, so we'll be back next time with lesson 10.